I wouldn't be standing here if there were no APU. Well, you might kind of feel that is a kind of strange expression I'm using. I'm here just because of APU. Back in 2007, I first organized a 3-day education exchange activities at APU with APU International and Japanese students for a group of high school students from Tokyo. At that time, I became aware and realized of so many things. First of all, I thought I knew the world because I had so much of the experience studying in the States, traveling so many different countries. I thought I knew the world. But when I first organized that program, activity, in a sense, I was shocked at how little I knew about the world. And moreover, I was so impressed with the capability and dedication and sense of contribution that international students had. And that experience pretty much gave me the way of thinking of, well, Japan should do something about this. When you think about the younger generation of Japan, you know, people tend to become so inner-oriented. And they tend not to look outward, but inward. And I'm going to be talking about that, some of the survey results later on. But I was feeling that, you know, this younger generation needs to, not necessarily, but at least compete against these international students who are studying at APU. And that pretty much triggered so many things in my mind. And there are so many things I have decided to do. Like I said, I need to find the clear reason and the meaning of whatever things I do. I would like to be sharing some of the theory that I came up with. And these are the kind of factors I became aware, seeing things missing amongst young Japanese students, younger Japanese generation. And it was there amongst international students. Aspiration. Wow. This is pretty much the foundation. You know, we are life, isn't it? Without you having aspiration, what can you do? What is the meaning of all the things you're doing? This is the diagram of a GP theory, starting from experience, diversity, collaboration, knowledge, awareness, and having this globalization in the center of everything. So I see globalization as opportunity. And globalization is that something that would bring opportunity for every one of us. But based on this survey I'll be sharing you later on, I shouldn't say majority, but some portion of younger Japanese generation are not taking that advantage at all. Let me carry on. I would like to first talk about experience. But before that, let me change it. Let's start it from the knowledge then. When we talk about knowledge, I have a question for you. Can you think and act beyond the knowledge you have? Isn't it the fact that you are always limiting yourself within the limitation of the knowledge you have? So what's the meaning of gaining knowledge? What's the meaning of gaining knowledge? Knowledge brings you the meaning and the reason of your life. Because knowledge, by gaining the knowledge, that is the only way how you can make yourselves grow. Growth is really coming from the level of the knowledge you have. What is the reason to grow? Now you know that in order for you to make yourself grow, you need to gain so much more of a knowledge. And why do you need to grow? What's the purpose of it? Sorry, I might be kind of taking you to feel like, are we in a philosophy class or something like that? But it's not a kind of a question sometimes comes to your, well, I shouldn't say sometimes, but at least some part of your life, at some part of your life, is that kind of the question, comes to you? And saying, so why do we have to grow? We born and we die. So what's the meaning of growth you're gaining? I can think of two reasons. One is to affirm yourself, so self-affirmation. And second one is to contribute others better. Why can I say so? You wouldn't be able to exist if there are no others. Think about that. If there is no other people living, and if you were to be the only person, can you find the reason of your life? No way. That's why we can only live for others. So whatever knowledge we gain, there is no way that we can use it for ourselves. That knowledge and the growth we gain really needs to be used for others. So that's how we affirm our existence. I want to carry on to the next step, which is awareness. More knowledge you gain, the more of the awareness you come. Our awareness is something like giving you more of the options and guides you your course of your own life. More awareness you gain, more of the options and opportunities you get. Even something like a career choice. Those of you who need to do shukatsu, job hunting, you're pretty much limiting yourself within the knowledge you have and making you aware of the things, what you like to do. And that's how you make your life decisions. So knowledge brings awareness, and knowledge is the way to affirm the meaning and the reason of your life. And awareness is pretty much giving you so much of an option. And that's how you build your life. Then interestingly, whatever the knowledge we gain, in many cases, these are the knowledge already revealed by our predecessors. You might be kind of gaining the knowledge that's been revealed, say, 1,000 years ago. Isn't that kind of sad thing? Whatever things we do, just because of the fact that we might only, at the most, be able to live up to 100 years. And we're kind of accumulating all these 100-year experience the most. So, knowledge, you have to start from close to zero, and you're building up to at the age of 100 years. And that's the kind of a limitation of the knowledge and awareness you become. So, where we are living right now is pretty much living on the foundation that being created by our predecessors. So what's the meaning of us creating the new knowledge? And can we do so? I think currently we are living in the perfect era to create new knowledge in order to make the world a better place. I want to talk about that later on. And before I do so, I want to talk about the kind of effective way to gain knowledge. So one is experience. Experience can be the most effective way of gaining knowledge. Why? Because it stimulates 5 senses. Those information coming to you through 5 senses has more of the probability of retention. it will sink in, it will stay in yourself. So experience is the most effective way. Diversity. Cross-cultural experience. This is so unique. APU is something like consists of all different culture here. And good thing is that you can see yourself objectively. And that experience make you become able to see yourself subjectively too. Without having the reference, you don't know who you are, right? But now you have a reference that has a greater difference from the one you have. So that means that you become aware of so many different, facts of life, becoming aware of the world, becoming aware of yourself. And sometimes cross-cultural diversity, it challenges you. Challenge your belief and challenges your value. But that how make yourself, how you make yourself grow. And finally, collaboration. Collaboration is the way to spark the creativity. Especially when the collaboration were to happen among the people with a diverse background. That is an opportunity. That is where so much of the creativity can be happen. So, globalization is a place where we can create a new knowledge. And by us becoming more aware, what we can create is that wisdom. So turning knowledge into wisdom, that's how we can make the world a better place. Make sense? This is what's going on in Japan. Many of you might have seen this before, but this is the survey taken amongst newly hired employee. This is a global awareness survey, and the question was, do you wish to work overseas? Look at this. Started from 29.2% of the people were saying no, they don't want to work overseas regardless of the location. But it went all the way up to 58.3% in 2013. What's going on here? Well, what are we missing? I can understand that it's like a warm water, Japan is. There might not be much of the challenge, both financially and whatever the daily living you do, not much of the challenge were to be there. And the career can be later, for you. If you go to a good school, you might be getting a better job. But what we are missing out here is the opportunity that exists in this globalized world. This is something that I would like to bring changes. And this is where many of the APU, both international and Japanese students, have contributed so much to. And I want to talk about that. What I have funded is the GEP, Global Education Project, and started here from APU. And this is the concept of it. What we are trying to bring is finally the world peace. But what we do here and how we do it, we are implementing that GEP theory I have just shared with you. And who are the ones benefiting from this opportunity? These are the kind of activities we do. Japanese students, international students, collaborative learning, language contribution, value culture that create view of the life, view of the peace, and view of the world. And it creates mind knowledge, mind attitude, knowledge, and skills. This is the how we apply the theory. And where we taken this opportunity to is here. Schools. Here in Japan, we have what we so-call Shugaku Ryoko, school excursion. This is the school event that requires mandatory participation. So regardless of the fact of whether you want to do this or not, or having any interest in this or not, you need to do it. So I am seeing this as a great opportunity because so many people would be a stakeholder for this opportunity here. And I would like to introduce this exchange opportunity with international students applying this theory and doing all these activities I have just shared with to school events. So more of the Japanese students will be gaining benefit out of it. And right now, we have about 500 international students from more than 50 different countries. It started here from APU, but right now it's nationwide. We can offer the same experience in Hokkaido, and we can do the same in Tokyo. So that's what we have been doing. And started from only one school, and now we have about 12,000 people a year that we are serving. And eventually, by the year of 2018, we would like to serve 100,000 students a year. That is only 2.8% of the same grade, such as high school students, but 2.8% of the students becoming aware of the global opportunity, that means a lot. And by having more and more people becoming aware, we might be able to change the world. At least it's going to change their life, change their career, change their values. And it's now has been spread to Singapore. It's going to be introduced to Ghana. And we're trying to create a better world. And finally, making the world a better place is a never-ending process. We need to realize that answers to make the world better do not exist neither in the current nor the past. What we have now are the clues, and the answers needs to be created. And you can make this happen.